Hello everyone and welcome to today's yoga flow. Welcome to practice. My name is Mimi and it will be juicy and yummy today. I can't wait for you to experience that. We're gonna start in child's pose. Have your knees a little wider, have your big toes connected, snuggle your bum in down at your heels, stretch your arms out in front of you, maybe ramp your ribs from side to side before you find full stillness with your third eye connecting with the floor. If you want, have your forearms floated, firm pressure in your palms, including your fingertips. And maybe with that also like actively pushing your hips down towards your heels. Take a deep breath into the stomach, into the chest. Spread out your whole body, moving into all directions as you exhale out, maybe firming the pressure through the hands and the buttocks down towards the heels. Inhale again. Exhale to spread out into all directions. Pitch your hands now up, come on your fingertips, forehead still stays connected. Feel a doming sensation from underneath your armpits up towards the sky and how this brings even more length to your lats, to your side bodies. Enjoy that, maybe even a few body wiggles once again to open more through the side body. And then start to walk both of your hands over to the right side of the yoga mat. Keep on pulling your left outer hip back in space to extend through the left side even more. Maybe a slight lift from the left shoulder up towards the sky, rotating the heart open to the left side. And then release and walk your hands across the center all the way over to the opposite side. Both of your hands off the yoga mat. Now it's your right hip that pushes back. And with that you bring that super duper delicious extension to your right side body. Taking another breath in here. Exhaling out. Beautiful. Walk your hands centered again. Place your palms flat down towards earth. Round your way up, coming into a tabletop position. Pull your knees underneath your hips. Press your fingertips once again with all your intention into the ground. And then start to circle your shoulders in a figure 8 over your wrists. Don't get too caught up in the figure 8. Do a movement that still feels natural for you. Draw your attention into your wrists and really feel how the body responds. As how tight or how open are your wrists this morning? Do you need to maybe back off a little bit, or can you really work into that flexion of your hands? Go the other way around. Maybe also a little bit of a challenging game for the mind, for the coordination, drawing the 8 the other way around. Then reset and come back through center in that strong tabletop position. Draw your navel actively towards your spine. Free your right arm over the side up towards the sky. Take a breath with you as you do so. With an exhale out, thread that right arm all the way underneath your left armpit to place the right ear and right shoulder blade down. Watch your right foot. It wants to slide over to the left side. Try to keep it in alignment with your right knee. Lift your left fingertips up towards the sky and feel how this twists your heart open to the left side. Stay here for one more breath. Release left hand down towards earth beside your nose. Free that right arm. Press the yoga mat and then the sky with your fingertips. From here, bring your right arm around your lower back and then place your bum back down on your heels. Get nice and comfortable. If this is something that doesn't work for you, feel free to place a block underneath your sit bones. Catch your right hand with your left hand to fix it in your side body. Draw both of your shoulders away from your ears. Tilt your head over to the left side. You can just stay here in stillness, or if you feel like you get more out of it, if you start to wave the head up and down, feel free to do so. Whatever you choose to do, let the breath take over and be your guidance through that intensity, the deepening of the stretch. Then release your chin back down towards your chest. Free your hands. Bring both of your hands over your head, taking a deep breath in. With an exhale out, bring your hands down in front of your knees, a little further out than earlier, so you can slide up into your downward facing dog. Knowing that the down dog is there to extend the spine, to decompress the spine. So feel free to have your knees bent in the beginning, so there's really like a dangling sensation of the head and an extension through the spine. Then start to lift heels up. Draw your chin towards your chest, so it's the back of the heart that pulls you forward, coming into high plank. With or without your knees, find your lower plank, bending the elbows to the back of the room, brushing the rib cage on the way down. Moving forward and upwards, let's begin with baby cobra. Charge your legs, push the top of the feet into the ground, kneecaps low, draw your elbows towards another, and feel how this activation brings space at the same time. And that's normally how it works. Like one part of the body really has to contract and tighten and activate, so the other part can really breathe and open up, and it's this beautiful harmony that we can experience. From here, push back up again, returning back into your tabletop position. So your left arm this time, free it over to the side, up towards the sky. Inhale. Extend your left arm to the right side, and with that, thread the needle. It's your left foot this time that you have to maybe watch that it doesn't slide. Right arm goes up towards the sky, turning the heart open to the right side of the room. Feel how there's a lifting sensation as someone is grabbing your right hand and pulling it up and brings lightness to the shape. Release right hand back down towards the floor. Free your left arm once more, up towards the sky. Inhale. And then reach with your left arm around your lower back. Sit down over your heels. Catching left hand with your right hand to fix. Shoulders sit beside each other. Have your shoulders dropped away from your ears. Bring your right ear over to the right side. Having the face relaxed. Breathing into the left neck. And if you want to explore again how it would feel to sway the head around, feel free to do so. Staying here for one more breath. And then let your chin roll back down towards your chest. Free your arms over your head this time. Bring your arms over your head, squeezing the bottom. As you lower your hands down towards your heart center, still driving the hips forward, puff your chest up high towards the sky. You don't even have to work anywhere deep into a back bend. It's just that opening, that saying yes to the sky with your heart. Then release again, hinging from the hips so the hands can plant in front of you. Tuck your toes under, sway your hips up. Come into your downward facing dog, enjoying once more the decompression that comes with it. It's almost like you're hanging yourself out. Stay here for one more breath. And then start your journey to the front of the yoga mat, walking your feet, making the yoga mat your catwalk, really enjoying the spotlight, if you want so. As you bring your feet closer towards your wrists. Once you're there, just drop everything heavily over your legs. Micro bend your knees, place your hands by your hips. Pause here for a moment and find length and strength in your spine first. So turn your palms down the way, roll your shoulder heads back, pull your shoulder blades towards another. Ground through the toes and the heels evenly. And then feel how you can activate your glutes. So it's almost like you want to pull your sit bones towards another. From that activation, it's like a hinge movement. So only the hip joint moves. Lift shoulders over your hips and bring your hands together above your head. Bring your hands towards your heart center, Namaste. With a fresh breath, begin again, arms reaching up, feet grounding down, open your arms to the left, right, outside, slingshot your heart forward, come into your swan dive. Half lifting from here, inhale, freeing your right foot to step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Drop your right knee down towards earth, come into your low lunge, placing shoulders on top of that right knee and the hands on top of both of the shoulders. Firm your bum, press your hips forward, and then interlace your fingers above your head and turn the palms up and feel how this again brings a little more space to the body. Leaning over to the left side, keep your bum firm so the hips are not moving too much. It's really just coming from the torso. Staying here for one more breath. With an exhale, return back to your center. Bring your right arm in front of you, your left hand behind you, and with that, turn your chest open to the left side. Find your right hamstring with your left hand. Flip your right palm up and then lean into the low lunge by leaning backwards, but same time also pushing the hip and the left knee forward. Stay here for one more breath. Circle your right hand back down to the inside of your left foot. Left fingertips keep on reaching upwards. Tuck your right toes under so you can lift that right knee off the floor. Keep on twisting your heart open to the left side, but keep on hugging your left knee into your right shoulder at the same time. Staying here for one more breath. With an exhale, sweep your left arm to the front, to the inside of your left foot. Turn your right heel down, gliding into your Skandasana. Turning the left toes up, the left knee up. Maybe right heel can ground, maybe not. Doesn't even matter. Again, be true to yourself and really work with the body you have today. Not even comparing your own body to what it was yesterday, a week ago, maybe even a minute ago. Coming back to the front of the yoga mat. Framing that right leg. Pour yourself more and more into that right leg so you can float, framing your left foot, pouring your weight more and more into the left leg to pick then the right leg up behind you. So we stay in the same order with our legs. Keep on squeezing your inner thighs towards another, and then turn your right toes and your right knee down the way. Free your left fingertips up towards the sky. So we still, or again, opening our heart to the left side. Stay here for one more breath. And release, bending the right knee and bringing it to the outside of your left ankle to then sit down. If you can, have that left arm still lifted, reminding your spine to stay nice and tall as you come into a twist over your left shoulder. Right arm can either hug the left knee into your chest, or you can reach with that right elbow over and across. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Stay here for another breath in. Exhale out. Release the twist from your torso. However, you kind of stay in that movement. You free your left leg, sitting over to the right butt cheek, and then swing that left leg all the way around to the end of the yoga mat. So you are in a straddle or a half straddle more so, with the left leg extended and the right heel in front of you. Make sure you ground again through the right sit bone as well. Bring your arms over your head, taking a deep breath in. And then with an exhale, come into a side body stretch. So the left fingertips reach for the left foot. Right fingertips move into the same direction. We try to keep our right shoulder rolled on top of our left shoulder. Draw your navel towards your spine and feel a spiraling sensation starting the left side of your rib cage, scooping up towards the sky. Once all that work is done, that work of alignment and setting yourself up, come back to your breath and let the breath be the guide. Then cartwheel arms back down again to the front of the yoga mat. Turn back onto the ball of your left foot. From here, turn into a three-point plank. Hug that right knee underneath your belly button. Then extend that right leg out behind you, having it hovering beside your left foot. If you can, keep that right leg lifted. Bend your elbows to the back of the room. You still could drop on a knee if you need to, coming into low plank. Once you transition into your cobra or baby cobra, is always an option. Drop that right foot back down. Pushing back up, coming into downward facing dog, exhaling out. Staying here for one more breath. And lift your right leg back up again towards the sky. Inhale. Open your right hip by bending the right knee and pulling the left heel over and across towards the left sit bone. Left toes are still facing forward. Your hands are still pushing into the earth, so your heart is still sliding towards that left side. Stay here for one more breath. And then circle that right knee all the way around to step it to the outside of your right hand. Drop your left knee down towards earth. And if you can, or if you feel like you have more room to move your body into, feel free to shuffle right foot further forward or to the side, or moving left knee further back. Keep your belly button pinned towards your spine to not losing any energy through your stomach. Free your right arm towards the front, up towards the sky, and then circle it all the way around towards your left here. You can stay here if you want to explore to go deeper into the stretch. Float your left foot up and let it land in your right hand. Important if you do so is that the bum doesn't start to stick out behind you, but to keep the front of the hip open. So if that means you have to let go of your foot, please do that. Don't sacrifice the actual intention, that beautiful, delicious hip opener, by bending the left knee. Staying here for one more breath. And then release and let go of your left foot. Circle that right arm back to the front. Tuck left toes under so you can float that left knee off the ground. Extend your whole body once more. Sink through the hip. Arc your heart up towards the sky. Inhale. Turn your left heel down and crawl again into Skandasana, coming over your left heel this time. Fixing the left knee with your left elbow by pressing the shoulder or the elbow into it. If it's there for you, feel free to reach with that right arm up towards the sky. Staying here for one more breath. And then release your right hand down to your left hand. See your right foot down towards earth and pivot on the right heel to turn it in. And come into a forward fold over that wide-legged stance. If your feet are not quite aligned, pull them into one line and then let yourself hang. Take the tension out of your neck. Allow your spine to hang fully. Stay here for one more breath. And then walk your hands over towards the left side. Both hands are walking to the end of the yoga mat, maybe even with the fingertips looking the other way than your toes. And it's a similar sensation to the child's pose earlier, where we were stretching one side long. So the right outer hip pulls back in space as our hands are anchored down. Then sway your arms over to the other side. Maybe now your fingertips, all of them, are looking to the front. And from here you can lean into your left side body and pull your left outer hip back in space to extend even more through the side. Stay here for one more breath. And then release just by taking out the strain or the pressure. Pivot on your feet back to the front, and then it's a big brave step. Left foot beside your right foot. Fold over your legs here. Sweep your arms back and around. Remember to activate your glutes first, and then it's almost like pulling, hinging the hips, shoulders back on top of the hips. Bring your arms over your head. Inhale, hands to heart center, Samastihiti. From the bottom of the feet, breathe all the way up into your fingertips. Pass it on towards the sky, and with that, give yourself the freedom to begin again with your swan dive. Come into a half lift. Inhale, leaning into the toes for your left foot. Step it right through to the very end of the yoga mat. Drop your left knee down towards earth. Hug your inner thighs towards another first. Glutes are activated. From here, sweep your arms over your head. Stay in one line, so don't sink too deep yet. Wonderful. Interlace your fingers above your head. Draw your palms up the way. And then start to lean over to the right side. And same here, we kind of want to reach from the hip above, from the torso only. Stay here for one more breath. And coming back to your center. Split your arms, left arm goes to the front, right arm goes to the back, and feel how this opens your heart to the right side. Right hand finds your left hamstring, turn your left palm up, and then start to explore and to express by leaning away, but also pushing forward at the same time. Stay in here for one more breath. Let your left hand come back down on the inside of your right foot. Right fingertips are pulling up, and then if you want and can, tuck your left toes under, float that left knee up. Feel how there is a magnetism between right knee and left chest, pulling towards another, and that pull towards another gives you even more extension from the top to the left. Right arm circles forward to the inside of the right foot. Well done. Left heel goes down. Find your Skandasana. Travel all the way to the back here in your own interpretation. Wonderful. Staying here for another breath. And then find your way back to the front. Frame your right foot, so this time it is the right foot for free. for real. Draw all your weight into your right leg and then pick that left leg up behind you. Have the toes and the knee of your left leg facing down the way. Keep on hugging your inner thighs towards another. Bring your right fingertips up towards the sky. Feel how there's a lot of activation going on, but this activation gives you stability and it almost makes it easier. Bend then your left knee and place it on the outside of your right ankle. If you can, keep that right arm lifted as you transition down into seated position. Right hand comes behind you, left arm can hug or come across. Whatever helps you to corkscrew yourself deeper into it, which also means like you actually expand more into all directions. Staying here for one more breath. And then take the strain out of the twist, the intensity, so you can free that right leg. Bring it all the way around so it's sticking out at the end of the yoga mat and you're in a half straddle here. Right knee and toes are looking up the way. Ground really through both of your sit bones. Don't forget about your roots. And then extend arms up. Come into a side body stretch over that right leg. Keep your left shoulder on top of your right shoulder as you lean more and more over that right leg. Stay here for another breath. And then release. Both hands go back to the front of the yoga mat. Turn the right foot back down. Try to make that mindful as well. So what do I have to activate to kind of lift myself out of it, ending in that 3-point plank with the left knee hugged into my chest. Stay active as you extend the left leg out behind you. So sometimes what happens is that we lose the core and the belly drops. Can you avoid that by still squeezing the butt and pulling the hips and the ribs together. Then bend your elbows to the back of the room, coming low. Transition through your cobra, or baby cobra. Inhale. Coming all the way over the top of the feet into downward facing dog. Exhaling out. Float your left leg up high to the sky at your highest point. Mindful decision to open the hips by rolling left hip on top of the right, bending the left knee, pulling the left heel over and across to the right sit bone. Feel how the opening is more and more isolated, coming from the hip only, so the chest is still facing down and back. Stay here for one more breath. And then free your left foot and bring it all the way around to the front, to the outside of your left hand. Right knee goes down, and maybe you want to even make yourself a little more space by shuffling the right knee further back, or whatever feels right for you. So here we move away from the center line. Often what I cue is like pulling and magnetizing towards the center. Here we do quite the opposite. It's like you're flaring yourself out into all directions. Left fingertips move forward, upwards, all the way around. And you can just linger here. Or maybe right foot floats up and finds your left hand. Remembering to keep the stomach lock tight, so draw the navel in. Even your pelvic floor lock is really tight. One more breath here. Letting go of the right foot. If you had it, bring your left arm back to the front. Tuck your right toes under so you can float the knee. Coming into second round of Skandasana to the end of the yoga mat. And then if you want to extend more of a expansion in this Skandasana, feel free to lift your left fingertips up towards the sky. And stay in here for one more breath. Exhale out to place left hand beside your right hand, and then come into a wide-legged forward fold once more. So maybe you have to shuffle your feet around again. Wonderful. Just being here for a few breaths, exploring again the decompression for your spine. Face is softened, relaxed and dropped. Coming into half lift, and then from here just heel to walk your feet closer towards another. Lift your heels off the floor, come onto your toes, coming into a cosmic egg. Bring your hands out in front of you, and then use your own body weight to slow down the movement of bringing the knees down towards earth. Toes are still tucked. Relax into your toe squat. Hands are placed somewhere where they're supported. Shoulders are relaxed, face is relaxed. Even though the inside world is probably pretty much tense and doesn't enjoy it so much, and that's okay. We try to find comfort in discomfort. We're here for another 4 breaths. Almost there. Finishing your last breath, and then release, taking the pressure off the toes, putting the toes back down long, placing the hips back down. If this is too much for you, feel free to come more in on all fours and tap your feet down. Whew. So this was our full body deliciousness. I kind of wringed you out in a full body sensation, and it sets you up for your day, your night, your work, whatever is coming up next for you. Thanks so much for joining. I hope to see you soon again. From my heart to yours, Namaste.